I think Jeremy Otto put it best. Yeah.
Yeah, he wasn't. He appeared to not be happy with his performance there during the update. He wrapped it up and turned the mic off and went,
yeah. We've all been there, man.
Yes, we have. Yes, we have. How are you, Scott Anderson?
I'm okay.
Yeah?
Yeah, I was happy with the Tigers win last night. Go to extra innings. That game was kind of annoying the whole way through. I mean, not a good start for Jackson Jobe.
Not particularly.
Trailing most of the game to the worst team in baseball, and then finally putting things together and ends up, when you look back at it, a heck of a game for the bullpen. 6 1/3 shutout innings from the bullpen. Yes, they were tested, but they bowed but didn't break. They get a tremendous double play late in the game that really kind of sealed things up, and Torque delivers with a big double in extra innings, and they win, thankfully. And now they get back at it this afternoon with a doubleheader in Colorado.
Mm-hmm. What a game last night. And yes, thank you, Brent Herter, for calming everything down. That game was drunk for about 3.5 innings, and then heard 6-6. 2-0, 3-2, 3-3, 5-3, 5-5, 6. I mean, it was just crazy. And then Herter comes in and calms it down quite a bit. And here's your 8-9 hitters: Trey Sweeney, 3 hits; Javi Baez, 4 RBIs. That's kind of what you expect out of your 8-9 guys.
Yeah, pretty much. It's back-to-back games now for Sweeney where he's had 3 hits or more. It's 4 hits the previous game. It's 7 hits in the last 2 games by my math.
Mm-hmm.
That's really good for somebody that you're probably not counting on to hit like that.
No.
And he's starting to show a pretty good swing. If he's facing right-handed pitching, I've never been a huge fan, as you know, of the righty-lefty matchup thing. More from a pitching standpoint than anything else. I always thought, look, pitchers should be able to get both guys out, and hitters should be able to hit both guys. But when it presents itself, lately it seems like it's so obvious that there's an advantage that the Tigers have. And maybe it's just the way that this team is constructed, that they're really, overly heavy towards the split side, and Sweeney just looks very competent up there as a left-handed bat against a right-handed pitcher, and he's delivered. It's been really fun to watch him.
Okay, I said I'd make a confession right out of the gate. I'm doing something I've never, ever, ever done before. And it's happening in a very authentic manner. And quite frankly, I loathe myself.
Oh, no.
But I wonder if anyone else is doing this. I am very authentically. Do you know what I'm about to confess that I'm doing?
No.
Kang, do you have any ideas what I'm about to confess I'm doing?
No clue.
I'm authentically rooting for the Boston Celtics. And I hate myself for it.
Oh, no.
I am like really rooting for the Boston Celtics. And I didn't expect this. I just, when the game is on and the Knicks are coming back from their second 20-point deficit, it bothers me, and I am rooting for the Celtics. What does this say about me as a person? Or maybe people are with me. Maybe we're allowed this one time. We're allowed. I want the Celtics to win this series. And I want them to win it bad.
I'm going to give you a little comfort here. I'm okay with it.
You are?
Yeah, because it's the Knicks. And I don't like the Knicks at all. I don't like what the Knicks did to the Pistons, and I don't want to think that, because I thought the Pistons should have beaten the Knicks once that series got going. I thought the Pistons had outplayed them. They just couldn't finish them. And to think that the Pistons could be in a position here, they're different team makeups, different matchups. I get all that. But if Boston's not going to knock down the three-pointers, then you got a chance. The other thing is this. I'm looking both ways.
Okay.
I don't hate the Celtics. I never have. Even when the Pistons were playing.
You never have?
No. There were players I despised, but the problem is? I always loved Larry Bird. Always loved Larry Bird.
Really?
Yes.
The only cool thing a Celtic ever did was when Kevin McHale shook Isaiah's hand.
I know, and
said,
here's the thing. I couldn't stand Kevin McHale, and then he does that, and I'm like, now I like Kevin McHale. And I always liked Bird. You've known this, I think, that I was always a huge Dennis Johnson fan. Like, he was like my first favorite basketball player growing up when he played with Seattle, and then gets traded to Boston at some point, or I don't know if he was traded or what, but ends up with Boston. I don't despise that team. There are players I've always disliked on that team, and I don't particularly like this team with Boston. But if it's between Boston and New York, it's not that hard of a decision. It really isn't. It's okay. You're rooting against New York. You're rooting against Spike Lee. It's okay.
Kang, are you rooting for the Celtics?
I can't say I'm rooting for the Celtics, Doug, but I'm not rooting for the Knicks. Like it is one of those. Like, how can you? I'm not like, I don't put on my New York hat. Not that I have one, or anything like that. It's just.
But I say these things happen organically. Like, I don't really. The game. When I walked in on Monday night for Cinco de Mayo to a Mexican restaurant, and we were sitting in the bar area, and the game was on, I found myself authentically rooting for the Celtics and rooting against the Knicks. And then I was pissed when they basically didn't get a shot off at the end of overtime. Then last night, same thing. And I can't believe that I have any emotion that is wrapped up in rooting for the Boston Celtics. I partially disgust myself, but I don't know, man. Are people with me, or am I just a bad person?
You got to do whatever makes you feel better. Yeah. That's how I'm trying to cope with this. Like, I asked you this morning, like, does it make you feel better or worse that the Knicks are up 2-0? Like, on one hand, you're like, worse because you hate the Knicks, you don't want them to win. But the other hand, you're like, well, you lost to a pretty damn good team then. They're up 2-0 on the Celtics. Yeah. And if for some reason they eventually won the championship by some chance, you could be like, well, I mean, at least you could be like, well, we lost to the champions. There was nothing else we could do. That was the champions.
They got on a heater. Yeah. Ran into a buzzsaw.
The other side is you hate that team.
I hate that team.
Because they eliminated you.
Mm-hmm. All right, 248-539-9797.
I mean, Doug, it's default. It's New York. You're fine rooting. It's everybody against New York. Yeah. Yeah.
So it's okay.
Yes.
Okay. I know you relish any opportunity to like rip me on the air.
I mean, I don't know. Relish is the right word.
You look forward to. Relish is the right word.
I mean,
you
that's the word for that phrase is relish.
You
yes,
enthusiastically look forward to those opportunities.
I mean, if they present themselves.
But you're not going to use this as one of those times.
No, sir.
Okay.
No, sir.
So we're licensed to root for Boston.
Yeah.
Detroit?
So.
Is Detroit in general licensed to root for Boston? Kang, you look uncomfortable with this.
I am uncomfortable. Yeah. Gator, you put me in an uncomfortable position.
I'm not celebrating it. I think it's just the easy default. It's like the flow chart. You get different things. If rooting against New York, that's like number one on the flow chart. Fair enough. There we go.
So you know how you have a list, Gator?
Yeah.
And some of that's your list. It's whatever you want. You don't have anything deep rooted for like outside of sports, like for Boston or New York. Whereas you had a bad New York slice of pizza. I don't know, or you don't like Boston cream pie.
Sparrow gave me diarrhea or something, right? Yeah, sure. Uh-huh.
Nothing for them like to help you in this situation here as a fan to root against one or root for the other.
I mean, this one is just default.
Okay.
It's New York, and like I said, the days of the '80s teams are long gone. And Larry Bird's way gone, But I do still, and to this day, if you see any story that mentions Larry Bird's stories from back in the day, I read it because Larry Bird was Larry Legend for a reason, and his smack talking is unbelievable. And I wish it was something that was talked about then, but now it just makes it even more legendary. But you're okay, Doug.
Well, the first person that tweeted back at us says, you're insane. There is no team I hate more in the NBA than the Celtics. Go Knicks. 248-539-9797. Who do you want to win the Boston Knicks series?